just to try it, see what happened. I could try it now, and that might be a little weird. I don't know, but who's ladies at the back? You ever try? You ever try using your sexuality to get free shit? No? I'm just, to tell the truth, ladies, I work at Foot Locker, so you want to come by, I can get you some shoes. Oh, that got awkward. All right, we're going to move on quick. All right, I'm going to just jump into this. I feel this is going to be weird, but I feel if I ever get, let's say I get raped by a woman, I'll probably still count it, you know? Not at first, but I'll be walking down the street, you know, after they get me out of the basement or something and be like, damn, that sucked. But yay, 12, you know? Get excited. You guys aren't feeling that one. All right, that's all I'm going to do tonight. Thank you guys for letting me do this. Have a great Thanksgiving. Keep it going for Dan Peters.
Keep it going for the local guy, Michael Moses. Seriously? That's all you got? I guess I have to wake up a smidge. I sound like my grandmother now, a smidge. Apparently when I do dabs, I talk like a Jewish woman. My grandmother's not even Jewish. I'm just really high, so. She also has antennas coming out of the top of her head. Did anybody else come to the show here last week? Anybody? Nobody? Who's been here before for the comedy? Oh, right on. We got some repeat people. Yeah, we're doing it on Tuesday nights as well. Local comic, the guy who toured with Tom Green, did his world tour and went down to New Zealand and all through the States. He's the host of the Tuesday night show. So you get the creepy old guy on Sunday. You can Google creepy Uncle Dan when you go at home. I don't want you looking weird stuff up when you're here. I don't want you looking anything up when you're here. Look, I am rambling like a lost old man at a bus stop. Just up here talking. You guys ready for another comic? Yeah. I thought you'd say no, do more, Dan, but that's fine. I'm only kidding. I make sure you guys. This guy's another guy that came in from Toronto. A really good friend of mine. Everybody make some for Natish Shakuja, everybody.
Guys, keep it going for Dan. Fucking Dan. I'm high as fuck. I feel like a baby hit me in the face. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't hurt, but I feel it. That's how I feel right now. I went to the washroom and looked at myself in the face. I look like somebody told me some bad news. You know what I mean? But I've been having a great day, so I don't get it. Thank you for laughing that hard. That makes me feel good. Because I'm so high, and I'm like, man, even I can't laugh at something that long. And you're still laughing. Guys, I work in Toronto. I work by a subway station. And, like, when I walk to the subway station from my work, it's, like, right beside it. They got Jehovah's Witnesses outside the subway station. Like, these motherfuckers thought that we were probably annoying them going door to door. You know what I mean? Bothering them in their houses. We should catch them while they run for the bus, right? Fuck those guys, right? And they're so aggressive. I think they should get a job at, like, Future Shop or The Brick or something. Because I think it's easier to sell mattresses than religion, right? And, like, you can make more money off commission from, like, mattresses than you can make off Jehovah, right? Like, and I swear to God, I heard, like, Jehovah's Witnesses, like, they only have a certain amount of spots in heaven for Jehovah's Witnesses. Then why the fuck are they going door to door recruiting people? You know what I mean? It doesn't make fucking sense. What they should do is go door to door and ask them if they want to convert to, like, Buddhism or something. You know what I mean? Get everybody to go somewhere else, and then, yo, you get all the spots. Fucking stupid. You know what I mean? Let an Indian guy run Jehovah's Witnesses for a month. Watch how he triples the business. You know what I mean? Fuck those guys. I got onto the subway. Me and this old man were getting off at the same stop. So I let him get off before me. And just as we got out, he turns around and looks at me and goes, "Hey, man, you may look intimidating, but you're a great guy." First of all, fuck this guy, right? But secondly, at the same time, he just showed me so much respect, right? Because people usually judge a book by its cover, but he fucking read the book. You know what I mean? So that's why I made it so hard, you know, to rob him after. Poor guy, fucking so nice to me. He's like, "Crazy old man, why'd you turn around and read the book, motherfucker?" You know what I mean? Should have kept fucking walking. Crazy old man. Anybody go to a cottage this summer? Ooh, cottages. I fucking love cottages, man. But I never had a chance to own a cottage growing up, right? Like, I didn't fucking know what a cottage was. All my white friends were always during the summer, like, "We're going to the cottage, we're going to the cottage." And I didn't know what that was, so I thought I was hearing bad. And I was like, "Oh, they're going to Collins." You know what I mean? I was like, every summer, everybody's going to Collins. What the fuck? Then I was like, fucking cottage, right? And I didn't know what that was, so I have to rent the cottage online. I found a cottage online and shit. I have to do that every year. And I told my friend this past fucking summer, I was like, "Yo, I'm going up to a cottage. Found this guy's information online. I'm just going to fucking head up there." My friend stops me. He's like, "Hey, man, you just found this guy's information online. You're just going to fucking head up there? What if you get there and this dude tries to rape you?" My response was, "Look at me." You know what I mean? If this dude tries to rape me and he gets through with it, he fucking deserves it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I want it. I'm saying I'm a big dude. And if he got me in that position, he put in work. So claim your fucking price. But I got to the cottage, guys. No rape. It was great. It was a fucking fantastic time. You know what I mean? Really enjoyed it. But we were driving up there, and I seen like an old community center. And they had a sign outside. It said "Community Center Lessons." And underneath it, it said "Self-Defense Rape." The fuck is self-defense rape? That's like, imagine working at a job, hard day's work, you put in your headphones, you're walking home, somebody tries to rob you, so you defend yourself, and then you rape them. That's fucked up. You know what I mean? First you fight them off, and then you beat them off. You know what I mean? That's too much. That's like a 2-step program, but 1 step too far. You know what I mean? Like, after you defend yourself, just go home. That's it. Just stop right there. Just go home. It's unnecessary to continue after this part. Imagine you live in a really rough neighborhood. You're walking home, 4 guys jump you. You get home, you're a mess. Your roommates are like, "Oh, man, what happened to you?" It's like, "Man, I got jumped by 4 guys. Holy shit, what happened?" "Man, I came 4 times," right? It's fucked up. It's fucked up. I like how you guys laughed through the whole rape bit, but the last part, 4 guys, that's too much. Fuck you guys. Fuck you guys. But in the politest way possible. You know what I mean? We appreciate your business. Thanks for coming. Why did I have to ruin it? You know what I mean? I made you guys hate me a little bit. I don't even know if you guys hate me. You know what I mean? But I'm so high. I feel like, fuck, everybody hates me right now. You ever get high with your friends and everybody's having a great time, everyone's joking around, but it gets silent for a second, you're like, fuck. These guys are thinking shit about me. Fuck. I'm so high. I got to the cottage, fucking, you know when you're going to the cottage, you dress comfortable as fuck, right? So I was wearing socks and sandals, because I don't give a fuck, right? But as soon as we got there, this guy, this fucking old white man, Greg, fucking looks at me and he goes, "Hey, man, socks and sandals. You're looking a lot like white trash." He called me white trash. You have any idea how refreshing that is? That's fucking, it's amazing. I've never been called white trash before, you know what I mean? I was like, that's beautiful. Say it again, you know what I mean? But I'm like, yo, if you can call me white trash, I'm pretty sure that's the end of racism, right? Pretty sure that means we are all equal, we are all the same. So I think we should call Asian people crackers. Because that makes so much more sense to me. Because have you ever seen a white cracker in your life? Every cracker I've ever seen has been yellow as fuck, right? Just makes so much more sense. You guys like to get high and go to work? Yeah? I love to get high and go to work. And I get high and go to work, and I work in an office, and I got a wheelie chair. You know what I mean? Like, I sit in this chair, and I can wheel fucking places. You know what I mean? And what's nice is that I got a water cooler very close to my desk, so I can wheel to the water cooler, right? So one day I was high, and I was very parched. You know what I mean? Good word, parched. It means thirsty, if you don't know, right? But I was very parched. So I went to get a glass of water from the fucking cooler. I pushed myself there. And because I'm sitting, I'm eye level with the water, right? So I'm pouring it into my cup, and I'm like, man, I have such easy access to water. I wheel myself over here. I press this button. Water comes here, and I drink it. I was like, man, I wish I could help the kids in Africa or something, right? I wish I could help them get water. I wish I could just give them all wheelie chairs or something. You know what I mean? Make their life a little easier. Guys, that's fucking hilarious. You know what I mean? Giving them wheelie chairs? What the fuck are they gonna do with wheelie chairs, right? Nothing. I don't know. Maybe they can push somebody and take turns to get water easier. I don't fucking know. But now you guys hate me again. Fuck this shit, right? But this fucking guy that I work with, he's in a wheelchair in my office. He fucking hates me because he sees me walking around or like pushing myself around in my fucking wheelie chair. And I was like, what the fuck is this guy's problem, right? I wouldn't get mad at him if he got up and started walking. You know what I mean? I don't experience this every day. Let me fucking have my moment, right? I fucking hate this guy so much. We have a personal beef. Every time he sees my girlfriend, he rolls up to her and he's like, oh, you make me feel my legs again, right? Fuck this guy and his beautiful words, all right? That's fucking poetry in motion. That's what the fuck that is, right? Fuck that guy. I hate him so much. One time he updated his Facebook status and he's like, just bought new shoes. I got a question for you, buddy. The fuck happened to your old shoes? You never walked before, right? Can't imagine how you ruined them. And don't feel bad for this guy. You don't fucking know him, right? If you feel bad for him, he wins right now. We can't let that fucking happen, right? And it's not like I'm just a jerk to him. Every time he sees me, he comes up to me. He's like, hey, Nitish, I'm not trying to offend you, but did you know you look more and more like Osama bin Laden every time I see you? I was like, nice one, Hot Wheels. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to offend you, but did you know every time I see you, you look like you're sitting down? Fuck this guy. If I could cut his brakes, I'd cut his brakes. You know what I mean? Like, if I was in the same room with this guy and he called wheel trans, I would wait till he hung up to call them again and say, cancel that. Fuck that guy. Point me to the nearest hill. Where's the fucking escarpment? You know what I mean? I know there's fucking... Send this motherfucker. Yeah, I think everybody's allowed to hate somebody that morally you shouldn't hate, right? So if you guys hate this motherfucker with me, holler me after the show, and I'll hate somebody you hate. You know what I mean? It's fucking fair as fuck. I'm down with that shit. All right, just before I go, I'm gonna get out of here. But like, guys, there's certain things I can't do looking the way I look, right? I was outside of work the other day. I was wearing a Toronto Blue Jays hat, a Toronto Blue Jays jersey. I was talking to my friend, and me and my friend have this thing where when we're talking to each other, one of us says something funny. Whether it's funny or not, we respond with a fake laugh, right? We just go, aha! It's stupid, right? But it's something we do. So my friend said something, wasn't funny, but I was like, aha! And as soon as I did that, this old lady starts walking towards me. She stops terrified. She walks in the other direction, right? And I'm like, in her head, she's probably like, man, this guy's wearing way too much Toronto to be from Toronto. You know what I mean? I don't believe it. And I'm pretty sure when I went, aha! All she heard was, Allah! Right? So she got the fuck out of there. All right, guys, my name's Nitish. You guys have been awesome. Thank you very much. Bring Dana back up here.
Nitish, Sakuja, everybody. Fucking hilarious. Yeah, I'm just the weird, out-of-place individual on these shows. I'll always have young comics that'll come up and kill it, and this creepy guy in between. We have a door prize. We have a munchie package. As the room gets busier, I'm trying to get some companies to throw some really cool door prizes our way. But for now, we got a little munchie package. I like asking this question every week. Who's the mayor of Hamilton? That just amuses me as a parent of a kid your age. I don't fucking care either. I'm going to ask it every week. Kathy? What time's the show start next week? 8:10. Yeah, whoever said 7:10, realistically 8:10, but whoever said 7:10 in the back corner, a girl, the voice of an angel, come and get your candy. Is nobody coming up? There we go. Nice. There you go. Munch away.
Thank you.
Give it up for our winner
Oh, wicked.
of our Munchie Door Prize. It's from courtesy of the house, courtesy of Melonheads, Hamilton Vape. There's some smart food and a couple bars of diabetes. So dine up. I actually got a rejection email today from the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation. I recently made a suggestion that they adopt a new theme song for their fundraising effort. My suggestion was head and shoulders, knees and floor. I don't know. What's the alternative? This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed home. This little piggy went in the surgical waste disposal bag because you didn't know when to say when. I don't know why I'm angry against diabetics when I'm super duper high. Nowhere else would I pull a piece of paper out besides a vapor lounge. I learned a trick the other day being on the dating scene. I no longer feel sexually inadequate now that I record my home pornography on Vine. I asked like 10 people who knew what Vine was, and everybody knew. It's 6-second video. Ugh. This is horrible, horrible. Yeah, no, it's not. Is anybody worried we're getting spied on the internet? Anybody concerned about that? I don't know if you know this. Stephen Harper actually sold us out to the Americans, and now they can look at pretty much anything right across the board, carte blanche. I also don't know if you know this, but Facebook actually saves every keystroke that you ever entered, whether you actually physically hit the enter key or not. So somewhere Mark Zuckerberg has every diatribe or angry rant we ever sent somebody and never actually hit the enter key. They've got that saved up. I like to picture the guy that gets my internet account to spy on, have a little look into my life. He'd be like, okay. Credit history, ooh. Dating situation, ooh. Mustache, oh fuck, that guy's got an awesome mustache. That is fucking awesome. I'm going to have to tell somebody about that. Yeah, criminal past. Oh, my God. Bill, come here. Come here. Look at this. Look at this Dan Peters guy. Hasn't this guy killed himself? I have no fucking idea. Have a look at that. This is just a progressive cry for help now. That's what's going on in front of you. I like that there's like a mix of people in the audience, and it's cool. There's some young people and some people in my age group as well, which is awesome. I was trying to put a female comic on here. What my master plan is in this with this show is to have some other acts like music and stuff like that. So if any of you know any local talents or rappers or magicians that wants to come up here for 10 minutes, I'd love to have a lot of different variety in this show. I just hang out with comics. So that's what you get for now, unless you guys, we're working on getting other acts. So yeah, you can talk to me if you know anybody. I'll give you an email address, 710 Sundays at Melonheads, and we'll set you up with a time. You come and do it. And now I'm rambling again. So you guys ready for another comic? Right on. This guy has been absolutely destroying it. He hosts a comedy room twice a week at Vape on the Lake in Etobicoke. If you guys haven't been there, it's an awesome room. He puts on an awesome show. He just last week recorded his comedy CD with Comedy Records. And a really good buddy of mine, been killing it everywhere. Everybody make some noise for Paul Thompson.
Keep it going for Dan Peters. This is the most common heard song in vapor lounges ever. Keep that song going. 1 second. You guys ever go to Vapor Central? 3 times every hour they play this song. S-U. What is he spelling out there, though? I listened to him today. He goes M-U-S-A. I hear that song all the time, but I'm still always so high when I hear it. I'm like, slow down the letters, slow down the fuck. I missed it again. What is he spelling? Kush? Mush? Ugh. I like performing for stoned audiences, man. It's good. It's a good challenge. People think it would be easy. When people don't go to like a vapor lounge and never seen what the audience is like, people are like, you perform for stoned people? They must just eat you up. You're like, yeah, they eat us up. Hopes, dreams, aspirations of being a comedian. Look how happy these 2 guys on the couch are, too. They're like, yeah, that's my first time laughing today. We did crush some dreams today. You guys look like stone judges on, like, X Factor Weed Edition. You know what I mean? You're just sitting there. You're like, sick. You're going to Amsterdam, dude. You're like, I thought I'd go to L.A. You're going to Amsterdam to get fucked up, and then L.A. It's Weed Edition. You're like, sick. That would never work, X Factor Weed Edition. You couldn't have 3 judges. By the time it got to the 3rd judge, they'd be like, I forget who this guy is. What did he do? Where am I? That's why it's hard to perform for stone people, because that's the only bad thing about weed is you get short-term memory loss. So even if I say, like when I perform in a bar, if I say something funny, people are like, yo, this guy's actually pretty funny. Pay attention. This is hilarious. If I say the funniest thing in the world here, you guys are like, who the fuck is this guy? Why is his hair wet? You know what I mean? Like, I quit drinking last month. Yes, thank you. Back this month. Bigger round of applause. I'm back. It's just last month. I didn't mean like I quit drinking altogether. I'm not fucking insane. You know what I mean? I did realize, though, that I like weed better than drinking. You guys like weed better than drinking? Yeah. It's sick, because sometimes, like, when I got back into drinking, I lost my tolerance, so I had a couple nights, you know, sometimes weed and alcohol doesn't mix well. Does it mix well for anybody? Some people are like, I'll smoke, yeah? No, eh? See you? Some people are like, yeah, they can smoke weed when they're super drunk. That's sick. That's a gift from God. You understand that? God was listening to Willie Nelson when he made you, and you just looked down, and he's just like, cool, you know what I mean? We'll give that guy the gift. Everybody else, you drink when you're high. You start to feel, you ever, like, hold on to things and shit like that? You're like, if I puke, I'm going to puke in circles. This is fucked. That's the thing. When you get too drunk, that's why you realize weed's better, because when you get too drunk, you tell somebody the next day, you're like, yo, man, last night I got way too drunk. People are like, that sucks. You should eat eggs, and they have all this advice for you. You tell somebody, oh, last night I got way too high. People are like, sick. How? Give me his number. That's amazing. Fantastic. Welcome to the show. How are you? Good, good. Are you guys from Hamilton? Cool. You look very happy. That's fantastic. All the guys are done performing. It's a girl after. You really could have made the show 10 times better. A hot girl in the front audience is like, you know what I mean? When all you see is 4 stoners, you're like, fuck it. But when there's a hot girl smiling, you're just like, who's pitching New York? Let's talk about airplanes. Here to kill it. Fuck. I like it, man. Weed, the only drug you guys do? You don't got to clap for crack or anything, but you know what I mean? On the DL. Do you do crack? No one? Okay, yeah. Cool. Just reading the audience. I got a killer 20 minutes if anybody does. No? Okay, cool. We'll move on. That's all right. I like it, man. You guys do mushrooms? Make some noise if you do mushrooms. That's a fun one. Yeah. I like it. Mushrooms are sick, man. Have to do mushrooms over the last time I did mushrooms 2 weeks ago by myself. You ever done mushrooms by yourself? Sick, right? How much better? 10 times. Like, it's sick at first when you do it with a group of people because you have your rules and stuff. And you're like, yo, we all got to leave the room right now. The energy's different. Everyone's like, sick. It's like, yo, everybody, Ryan's glowing purple. And we're all like, we all agree that Ryan's glowing purple because we're a group. We took this at the same time. We're going to fucking, you know what I mean? But, like, you ever with a group of people when you're on mushrooms and you come up with these mushrooms ideas, but you can't do it because you're with a group of people? You're like, yo, let's pet that raccoon. And people are always like, nah, dude, we're going to see a castle. Continue on. When you're stoned, you're like, yo, let's pet that raccoon. No, we're going to see I'm by myself, let's pet that raccoon. You know what I mean? Like, it's sick. No one's stopping you from doing When I did mushrooms by myself, I was walking around, and, like, I thought mushrooms take half an hour to hit, so I'm like, I'm going to walk around, and then I'm going to come home and get naked and paint. That part's not funny. It's just like good advice. You know what I mean? Because trust me, I learned some shit about my life. Feel like a fucking artist. You know what I mean? Right now, I'm like, I don't care if you laugh because I'm just spitting paint out of my mouth. It's art. Like that shit, to come to that conclusion, you got to be naked in paint for 5 hours on mushrooms by yourself. Fantastic. But I was walking around 30 minutes into the mushrooms, and I'm like, yo, I don't think it's hitting me. I need to take more mushrooms. But then I saw the craziest cat in the world. It was legitimately this big, black and white spots. It looked like a cow, but it was a fucking cat. And I was like, holy shit, the mushrooms are nice. And I was like, I'm going to go pet that cat. And then when I got closer, I realized there was a leash on it. And then I looked up, and it was two owners. It was a fucking dog. I was like, fuck, I am on mushrooms. Can I pet your dog? And they're like, no, we've called the cops already. Like, that's, you got to get out of here. Anybody here smoking butter or dabs? Yeah. That's some next level weed shit I cannot fuck with. Either you take the butter hit that lets you know you're going to be doing butter hits for the rest of your life, or you have that no more butter hit where you wake up in a bathroom stall in Hamilton and you're just like, that was just weed? Are you sure that wasn't laced? Never doing that again. It's a different level of weed smoking. Weed smoking could just be a joint. Somebody's just like, you want to hit the joint? Cool. Butter is like, you got to be a pro. People are like, you want to dab? I have a suitcase with 8 different equipment. People start plugging shit in and getting torches out. You're like, this isn't just weed, man. What the fuck is this? Weed is like a little airplane. When you fly in that little airplane, you're like, oh, that's my house. That's where I live. Fun. We're going to be landed in 2 hours. That's all good. Butter's like a fucking jet. Like, you don't see nothing. It's Fast and the Furious when they use NOS and your heart's shaking. You black out 4 times and wake up, see visions of your past and shit like that. You're like, what the fuck was that? I was speaking tongues at one point. You're like, yeah, you are. You took your shot. What the fuck happened? Butter makes you do the same shit girls do when they fucking have orgasms. You know what I'm saying? Weed's like a man orgasm. It's just like, sick. Butter's like a girl orgasm. It's like toes curling, eyes rolling back. You're breaking furniture. You know what I mean? Fuck. You guys ever smoke weed with your parents? Sick. Anybody in here got kids? 3 people. That doesn't trip anybody out. A room full of stoners, only 3 people have kids. Isn't weed supposed to kill your sperm count? No. See, whoever said no, you're right. Trick question, because it doesn't kill your sperm count. I used to think that, but then I smoked enough weed to realize, wait a second, Jerry Garcia, 4 kids. Bob Marley, 27.5 kids that he knows about. That kid shit ain't fucking killing your sperm count. It's making your sperm stronger, giving your sperm the munchies. Like, I smell eggs somewhere. Let's fertilize that shit. You know what I mean? That's how you make babies. I always think if I had kids, what age I would let them smoke weed at. You ever think that question? What age you would let your kids start smoking weed at? What's a good age? 15? What was the one thing that wasn't numbers I heard? When they can pick it up. That could be a fucking kids pick up blocks at 6, bro. That's a YouTube video waiting to happen. Hamilton dad, 4 years in jail for getting 6-year-old high. Straight to the dabs. You know what I mean? The judge is like, if it was just a joint, I'd give you 2 years. But dabs right off the bat, bro. He's 6 months. He's green. His blood's literally green. We've never seen this before. He knows how to read at 6 months. This is actually quite beneficial. What if that's what happened? You gave a baby dabs at 6 months, and then he was just like, ugh, just shook it off and stuff. He's like, let's talk about Spanish Inquisition. You're like, I don't even know what the fuck that is. You're smarter than me. What happened with the dab? He's like, I can swim too. And just started running around, little 6 months. That'd be the trippiest shit in the world. And then to convince that to doctors, the FDA would take years still. That's how stupid doctors are. That if we were literally like, this kid took a dab, marijuana didn't harm him, he's 6 months, he can walk, swim, and talk about the Spanish Inquisition, they'd still be like, we'll stick to Ritalin for a couple years. We need a bit more research. He's running around. He's 6 months. Get out of my office. These Harper-ass crooks, you know what I'm saying? Right? I always think I would let my kids start smoking weed at 18. I think that's the perfect age. I started smoking weed when I was 15. I'm not saying like that's when I hope maybe he does start smoking weed, but I will let him start smoking weed at 18 because, let me explain. When I was 15 and I started smoking weed, my parents hated the fact that I smoked weed because I wasn't 18 yet. I wasn't an adult. So from the ages of 15 to 18 were the best years of smoking weed in my life because I had to hide it. You know how much higher you get when you get paranoid? You know how much better that fucking high is? Every single time, are my eyes red, swimming pool red, or weed red? Look at me right now. I smell like kush. Is that the same smell as weed? My mom knows what weed smells like. She might not know what kush smells like. Fuck this shit. Back to McDonald's, two more McFlurries. I'm too high for this shit. Ain't taking that fucking bomb paranoia away from my kid, you know what I mean? I'm going to make them think I hate it, like a classic white dad, you know what I'm saying? Every time I see this kid smoking weed, excuse Matthew, what is this? Oh, okay, because I smelt it. It's a marijuana cigarette. I knew it. That's what you want to do? You want to get high, be cool in front of your friends, Matthew? Take out that textbook that you're not reading from your math class, hit it over your head a couple times, and kill some brain cells, because that's what you're doing smoking marijuana, you dumb idiot. He's just going to be like, oh, fuck, my dad hates weed. And then when he's 18, I'm a good dad, don't worry. We're going to be up at the cottage, Muskoka, not bragging, just saying that's how I'm going to be doing, you know what I mean? I'm going to look at this kid with a perfectly rolled joint. We're up at the cottage. We're listening to Tragically Hip, drinking Moosehead. We're doing what white people do at the cottage. I don't got to explain it to you. We're in Hamilton. You know what we're doing, okay? And I look over at him with a perfectly rolled joint, and I'm going to be like, son, hit that shit. And his brain's going to fucking explode. He's, what? I thought you hated weed. Nah, I love weed. I grew that, son. Light it up. What? No way. Grew that in your mom's room. No. I thought mom was dead. She is dead from smoking that weed, son. Light it the fuck up. I'm the man, dog. You know what? If he can smoke weed with me, he's my son. If he passes out, fuck, I'm leaving him with the Snoop Dogg CD in a dime bag, never talking to the kid again. You understand what I'm saying? That's just good parenting. That's all it is. I'm down to be a good parent, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm down, like, I want to have 4 kids. And 3 of those kids I want to raise, like, good, like if they were dogs, like golden retriever. You know what I mean? Like a golden retriever is always like well-behaved, like good at football, fucks chicks, like 3 golden retrievers, you know what I mean? But I want my 4th kid, I just want 1 kid, you know what I mean? Like I'll tell my wife, yo, the first 3 kids, I'll be a good dad, but just let 1 more, just let me, you know, experiment with what we can do. Let's raise a fucking pit bull. You know what I'm saying? Like let's raise this, like just 1 kid. We keep him in a room, like on a leash type shit, just to see, you know. The room's painted all black. He doesn't even know color exists until he's 6, you know what I'm saying? You know how, like, kids talk like their parents, like British kids, like, Mama, can I have a cookie, and, like, that kind of thing, you know? I'll be, like, constantly yelling at this kid, constantly, like, do you want orange juice or apple? So he thinks that's how kids talk, you know what I mean? So that's how he learns how to talk, so he's constantly like, Mama, Dada, like, turn the kid into a beast, just one of them, you know what I mean? Just a beast kid. Feed him giraffe meat. You know what I'm saying? Like crazy. If he's a boy, I name him Girk. If it's a girl, Olga. These are instant beast names. You know what I mean? Like just crazy. One of them. You know? I don't know, man. I like smoking weed. I hate when people say everything is better when you smoke weed, though, because it's not true. If you think everything is better when you smoke weed, go get your hair cut. What's that? Someone says something? Sick. It's a very weird situation. We're high too. You understand that? Like when you get as high as we do and you perform here, it doesn't matter about the laughs. You're like, if I can talk for 10 minutes and not pass out or walk off the stage, it's a win. You know what I mean? I host a weed show and people literally, you see dreams die on stage. They come on stage and they're just like, so, got back into the city, everything is, and just like looking at stoners, you guys just look at us like, so, in a comedy club, people are like, make me laugh. You guys look like you just jerked off 3 times in one day and life's pointless. You're just, fuck, man. You look like the Godfather, like just like waiting, like if I don't, the mafia's gonna kill me if I don't make you laugh. That's just that butter hit swag, just on the day of my daughter's wedding. You're not gonna, the butter is too much, man. That shit is just yikes. Even the way somebody offers you butter is different than weed. Somebody offers you a joint, they're like, I'm going to make your day. You know what I mean? Like, yo, bro, that shit's called raspberry bugaboo. You're like, cool, take a hit of that. Make shit better. Thank you. When somebody offers you a butter hit, it's not nice. People are like, yo, you want a dab? Hit this shit. Turn your brain to fucking mush. Make you forget to read. You'll be reading at a grade 3 level. Just hit it. Made it myself in my fucking basement. You're like, that's not appealing. What the fuck? What are you doing for the rest of the day? You want to forget shit for the next 24 hours? Try my shit, bro. See-through. Looks like fucking molasses. What? You ever have people just say the weirdest shit when talking about weed? Look at the ash, motherfucker. It's white as a baby's ass. They're like, we're smoking. We're getting high right now. Fuck you talking about a baby's ass for? Shit. It's fucking weird, man. Some shit you just can't deal with when you're high. You know what I mean? Like you can, like I can't watch serial killer documentaries when I'm high. You know what I mean? Like I like to watch serial killer documentaries. Quite in fact, I think everybody does. I think it's serial killer behavior not to be interested in serial killer behavior. You know what I mean? If you tell somebody, yo, I seen a documentary of this guy cutting girls' heads off, putting them on Barbie dolls, and you're like, boring, rather watch football, you're like, you're fucked up. That should be like, your instant answer to that should be, is it on Netflix? You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's weird, man. You guys ever played GTA before? You know? That's what I was worried about. When this new GTA was coming out, I'm like, because people are like, it's not like any other GTA you've ever seen before, ever. And I was like, how fucked up. I was worried that they were going to change the missions, but they never do. GTA, the graphics get better, but it's always the same mission. It's always like, go drive this guy, go shoot this guy, go rob this. It's always shoot, stab, drive, shoot, stab. I was like, what if they added new crimes into GTA this time around? You know what I mean? What if like you turned on GTA 5 and you're like, let's see how it's different. And it's just like, go to the Jewish family in the neighborhood, paint swastikas on their, what the fuck? Go paint the N-word on the black family's home. You're like, hate crimes? What the fuck is this game? Imagine that. That's what the missions were. They're like, we got to change these crimes around. It can't always be assault. Your next mission, school gets out at 3 o'clock. Steal a van. Go to the school. Show kids pictures of your balls. You're like, pedophilia. Like, what the fuck are these crimes? I don't like this GTA. I hate when people say that shit, though, that everything is better when you smoke weed. I hate that. You know? If you think everything is better when you smoke weed, let me tell you one thing, and then I'm going to get out of here. Not all these are jokes, by the way. This is a TED Talk, so I don't care if this is not funny. This is just very important for you guys to pay attention to. Never talk to a kid about their imaginary friend when you're high. Never do that shit, ever. It's going to ruin the next 3 weeks of your life. You understand what I'm saying? That is the trippiest, most scary shit ever when you talk to a kid about their imaginary friend. I was chilling with my nephew the other day. He's 3, right? So he still talks like a baby. He's like, Mama, can I get some cookies? It's like, you're 3. Stop talking like a retard. But he does. You know what I mean? And he was like, I'm going to go play with Nathaniel. And I should have just let it go. But I was high as fuck, chilling with a 3-year-old. So all you can do is really ask questions. And I was like, who's Nathaniel? And he's like, Nathaniel is my imaginary friend. When you hear the word imaginary friend and you're high, walk away. I didn't do that. I didn't fucking do that. I was like, that's cute. So Nathaniel, is he at home right now waiting for you? He's like, no, he's beside you. I'm like, okay, I fucking saw him. See, this is why Nathaniel's real. Is he? What does he look like? His eyes are red and they glow. Okay, I did see fucking Nathaniel. This is fucking trippy, man. This isn't good. You're just high. You got to keep telling yourself you're just high. And then I keep asking questions. And I'm like, so Nathaniel, does he sleep in your bed? And he's like, no, Nathaniel doesn't sleep. He watches me sleep. I was like, okay, I'm not sleeping for 3 weeks. That's some fucked up shit. But then you're like, he's just a kid. You're just high. He's just a kid. And you are just high. And he is just a kid. Until 3 a.m. in the morning when you're sleeping home alone and your roommate's not there. And you hear the furnace go clunk, clunk, clunk. And now you got to get out of bed like, oh, fuck. Nathaniel, is that you? Nathaniel, let's talk, bro. And that sucks because I'm a 25-year-old man. So when I can't sleep, I only have 2 options. I'm not going to use option number 1 and smoke weed because it's going to make me trip out more about Nathaniel. So now I have to use option number 2 and jerk off in front of a little boy's ghost. This is the type of shit that will happen. You talk to kids about their imaginary friends. Just don't do it. You understand what I'm saying? Thank you guys very much. Bob Marley, rest in peace. Rastafari all day. Dan Peters.
Okay. Yeah.
Paul Thompson, everybody. Host a show Monday nights, Vape on the Lake in Toronto. It's an awesome room. You guys very funny. Everybody keep it going for Paul. Okay, we got to wake everybody up again. Everybody with me? You guys new? Right now? We're good? Everybody good? You're going to... One more time. Keep it going for Paul Thompson, everybody. Right on. These are two things that were heard, and this is the truth. There's a few things I'm going to tell you that are for the sake of a joke, but these are two things that were heard in the audience of a show that I was performing at. The first one was down by McMaster University in a room full of university students. I was telling a joke about having daughters, and then some girl leans to her friend and says, "Oh my God, can you believe somebody let him ejaculate in her 4 times?" That's the truth. I did a show at Yuck Yucks last night, and I delivered a punchline to a joke, and one guy in the front goes, "Oh God, no." Oh, you guys are all good. I'm Dan. We're good. Have we met? What's your name? Yeah. Anna. Nice to meet you. Good to see you. Have a good Thanksgiving. Yeah? Nice. Very nice. It's awesome. We've had a few more people join us. The big plan for this show is, just going to fill the people that wandered in the last hour or so, that we start the show off with a dab at 7:10, but we're stoners, so we did the Winnipeg 7:10 at 8:10, and if we have to do that, maybe we'll just open the doors at 7:10, and then I will do a massive dab and get really baked and proceed to bring some really funny friends up with us. I never know how far to push us, because I've only hosted a couple shows here, but a bunch of people left. But yeah, there were some older ladies in my age group. I don't care if they think that I don't like calling them older ladies. That I'm not even going to do the joke. We're going to move on. There's a lot of girls in the audience. I've got a few teenage daughters, and I don't know if you girls play this game with your dad, because I'm divorced, so when I have my daughters with me, they're older now, but when they were younger, they like to play a game of send dad out for feminine hygiene products for the maxi pads and all that stuff. Have you done that to your dad before? Yeah, it's fucking hilarious. I got 3 daughters that I have to do it to. So early on, because I had them in a rapid succession, early on, I thought if I was maybe loud in the Shoppers aisles or the Shoppers Drug Mart aisles, a little bit loud about it, and it kind of made them feel awkward, they would smarten up and do things a little quickly. Now they won't get out of the car. So then there's a point in time where I had to remember what each of them wanted. So I always made sure I could see them from the front door of the Shoppers Drug Mart. And because we didn't shop together, they would never get out of the car. We worked it down to 2 types of products. We worked it down to these signals that require no verbal communication. The first group of the feminine hygiene products was the stick-me-ups, which would be our family sign language for that, which would, of course, be for the tampon lady products. And then the other code was this one, which is for the non-condom, non-tampon group. I almost said non-condom. That'd be weird. Yeah. So we got this for the stick-me-ups. We got this for the lay-me-downs. So as long as I can see my daughters in the front door, front window of the parking lot, our interactions usually go something like this. Apparently one of them thinks she's an angel. I looked after a friend's dog a couple of weekends ago. And who has dogs, or who grew up with dogs, or whose parents have dogs? The dog owners, you got to make some noise because I can't see everybody. And make sure everybody gets alive. Yeah, so I look after my friend's puppy. He says, "Can you look after my puppy?" He was going on tour. I said, "Yeah, no problem." I don't know if this is common or not, but this dog liked to go through garbage cans. Is this common for dogs to do this? Not only garbage can, but this puppy liked to go through the bathroom garbage can, which I previously mentioned. I had 3 teenage daughters over for the weekend, and after my daughters weren't there one night, and I had a lady over, and we were hanging out, and this puppy decided to go to the bathroom and get me a gift and present it to me in the middle of the living room floor. I can only describe it as like a scene from CSI Barbie, you know? Like somebody been slaughtered on a single mattress at the Malibu beach house. Like that. Yeah, it was fucking embarrassing. So that I'm going to outsmart the dog. I'm going to enjoy my rest of my weekend. And so I took the shredder from my office, put it in the bathroom, and I figured, well, when my daughters are done, they could take the shredder, put it across the toilet, and then go and then flush it. It made sense, right? But apparently it clogs the plumbing. So now, on any given weekend, it can create a very odd situation for me and a very awkward situation, because what I end up with is a bag of shredded matter from my daughter's feminine hygiene products. which is awkward, except that their mother's getting married in a couple of weekends. Big Italian wedding. Confetti's on me. That's a good one. Fuck her. She got the house, and the car. I got the microphone and you guys. What do you think I was going to say about her? It's a dreadful lady. My ex-wife, I'm not. You have to wait for another week for that one. You guys ready for your headliner, our closer for the evening, our last comic? Little more lively. You guys ready? Okay, this gal, I've been telling jokes with this girl all over the place for a long time. She's a really good friend of mine. She does a comedy tour called the Mary Janes of Comedy. Hopefully they can bring it here one night. It's all female comics, all pot related. Very funny gal. Make some noise for Leanne Mladen, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Peter's in the feminine hygiene. Isn't that what they say female comics talk about their periods? Peter's, whatever. Oh, my God. Any other girls in here want to fuck Paul Thompson after you saw that imitation of what the girls do when he fucks them? Oh, my God. He drives them wild. I can probably tell from that little act. Anyway, it's nice to see a lot of girls here. Well, kind of. There was. I think a bunch of them just left. I'm hoping they're having cigarettes and coming back in. One did. Anyway, I don't care. You guys, very brave. You know what? People don't usually do that, is take the front table. And they came in and they took like the table in the back center for 2 seconds. And then they're like, there's one at the front. So ballsy. So welcome. You guys are awesome. Shit. I live in Toronto, but I love doing shows in Hamilton. I spent a lot of time when I was growing up in Hamilton. The first place I ever got drunk was in Hamilton. Yeah, 13 years old, up at the Hillcrest with my cousin. That was awesome. Well, she had been drunk before because she was from Hamilton, but it was my first time. Anyway, yeah. Now I live in Toronto, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with Kensington Market. It's a pretty fun area of town, and I like it. But right beside it is Chinatown, and this has nothing to do. I have nothing wrong with the Chinese. I have no problem with the Chinese, but I don't go to Chinatown, all right? Whatever. So I end up leaving Kensington Market and accidentally finding myself in Chinatown. I have never felt so out of my element in my life. It was like, I felt like I was on mushrooms. Like, I'm looking around. It's just, people said everything's cheap in Chinatown. I go down there, there's plastic grapes for $3.50. That's not cheap. I don't know. Plus, I thought plastic grapes were Italian. My boyfriend's mom has them on the table. Yeah, if there was a Chinese word for manja cake, that would be what they were calling me. It was really uncomfortable. And then like it's all restaurants and reflexology. So I'm like, I'm going to immerse myself in the culture, right? So like $10 reflexology. I go up there, honest to God, there's like, I've never seen more men in a spa in my life, and they're all getting led to their room by the hand. Yeah. So I went home, I washed my feet. When I got home, I was like, I think I picked something up in there. It was not a regular spa. Man. Look at you guys. This is really pretty, woo. Nobody else needs it. This is a pretty cool looking vapor lounge, actually. This is a nice spot. Like, I know it's dark here now, you can't really see, but I've been in a lot of them, and I like this one. This is really nice. I am going to say maybe somebody should go down to the bathrooms and smoke something because it's not very fresh down there at all. But there's lotion in the girls' bathroom. I don't know if anybody, I thought it was shampoo. I was like, who is washing their hair at the Vapor Lounge? But it was hand lotion. So classy. This is a classy joint. I just went to Ireland with my mom and my aunt. It was for this family reunion thing, and my mom is like 75, right? So I'm like, this is never gonna happen again. I should just figure it out and go. So when I go somewhere and I have like a connection with the place, like I sometimes I'll get a tattoo. So when we're there, I'm like, you know, I think I'm going to get a tattoo while we're here. 'Cause I don't worry about Hep C or anything like that, whatever. Like I don't need referrals. This place looks fine. So I go and I say, Mom, I think I'm going to get one. So she says to me, oh, I think I'm going to get one too. And I'm just like, oh my God, Margaret, what are you going to get? And she says, I think I'm just going to get like a little Celtic ring on my finger. And I said, oh, cool. But you know what? There's like a lot of tattoo places won't tattoo your hands because the ink doesn't stay as well on your fingers. And she said, honey, I'm 75 years old. How long do you think I need it to last? So, point taken. That's correct. We also went with my 78-year-old Aunt Marion, who does not like to sleep alone. So guess who got to sleep with Aunt Marion? All right. And, first night she comes into the room, and she's just wearing pajama bottoms. She got, like, no top on at all. Comes in, and she's like, look at how much bigger this boob is compared to this one. She's like, it's been like that for a long time. Like, yeah, they're both pretty long now, Aunt Marion. Put them away. Put them away. Oh, man. She is a gambler. She lives out in the Niagara region. Very handy for her. She got kicked out of Gamblers Anonymous, which I didn't even know they could do. But she said that she thought it was kind of dumb that like only one person could talk at a time. So whatever. Now she has her own little rogue group of GA people. They meet at a Tim Hortons, and basically they talk about the last time they gambled, which was usually the night before. So it's awesome. I like traveling though when I can. I went down to Florida, and they had this Sky Mall magazine on the airplane. I don't know if you know Sky Mall. It's like everything that wasn't good enough to get on the as seen on TV, or it's for people who have everything and deserve nothing. It's like shit that's way too overpriced. So there I was flipping through it, just looking at these ridiculous things, and I'm going to share 3 of them with you. Okay, first one. It's called the Thunder shirt, okay? For a mere $79.99, it's this little shirt that you can buy to put on your dog to ease its anxiety. $79.99. Whatever happened to crushing a few gravels up in its food, right? That's what we used to do. Man. And then they had this My Own Fingerprint t-shirt, okay? Listen to this bullshit. Okay, you buy this, they send you an ink strip. You willingly print yourself. You send it back to who the fuck knows, and then they send you back a t-shirt with your fingerprint on it. Who is doing this? This is ridiculous. I want to keep track of my fingerprints. It's like ordering merch like online from the Hells Angels, you know. Here's my credit card, guys. Go nuts. Oh, man. Fucking ridiculous. And then the third thing that stood out to me as being really stupid was the wobble chair. And the tagline on it said, your child will never have to sit still again. Okay, first of all, why don't you teach your kid to sit still? And secondly, whatever happened to crushing a few gravels up in his food, you know? That's what my mom used to do. It's easy. Oh, man. When I was in the airplane, like, I don't understand who they designed those for. Very tiny little Korean women or something. But, like, I had to go to the bathroom in the airplane, and it's so fucking small. And I'm like, I hate things that, like, a lot of people touch, like a buffet or something, or elevator buttons, like the gas pump. Like, all those things really freak me out. So where was I going with that story? Oh, yeah. So I go into the bathroom, right? And I'm just like, ugh. So ladies, you will be able to relate with me on this one. Usually when I go to a public bathroom, I like I build the nest, you know, like you build the nest and then I pull my pants down and then I pee, right? But this time I did it in reverse order. So I pulled my pants down and my bum touched the wall and I was just like, oh my God. I was like, because I bet they never clean that. Like they never clean that. They come in, they do the sink, they do the toilet seat. Nobody's cleaning that, man. And if my bum touched it, I bet you a lot of bums touched that spot. So that's gross. And I know American Airlines, they were not going the extra mile to clean that, I'm pretty sure. Our flight was at 11:30 a.m., which you would think maybe there's going to be lunch. No. So I said to the lady, I'm like, is there lunch on this flight? And she says, no, you can order something from the little booklet, right? So I'm like, oh, okay. I'll have a ham and cheese. And she's like, we don't have any of that, right? We just took off. How did we run out of the ham and cheese? Whatever. Anyway, she's like, you can pick something else. So I'm like, okay, I'll have a chicken wrap. She's like, we don't have any of those either. I'm like, oh, okay, what do you have? She says, we have Pringles chips and cookies. Like, who does your buying? Like a 12-year-old fat kid? I had one of each because I got really high before the flight. So it's like, perfect. That's going to be awesome. That's what I wanted, really. Didn't even know they had salt and vinnies. Yeah, so that was that flight. It's ridiculous. What else do I want to tell you guys about? My neighborhood. I'll tell you about my neighborhood. Sometimes I make a joke. I don't feel like I know you guys well enough to see how you're going to react. I feel like you're not going to react much. That seems like par for the course. But I was just going to say, see, I speak endearingly of Hamilton, okay? Sometimes in Toronto, like, people are like, oh, Hamilton. Like, my parents grew up in Hamilton, and both my grandparents were in Hamilton, fucking cousins, all this shit, right? So I really like Hamilton. I have very good memories of getting wasted at the old Festival of Friends when I was like 14. That was great. But other things I like about Hamilton. But I do say that Bloordale, the neighborhood that I live in now in Toronto, I do call it the East Hamilton of Toronto. Because I like it in that same way. Like, you know how like some of like the older European people, like, they go nuts on the Christmas lights on their houses and shit. Like, it's the same. My neighborhood's exactly like that. And like lots of little old European guys shuffling around and stuff. I don't know how much the demographic has changed since my grandparents died, but it's awesome like that. On my block, we have 2 strip clubs. Fancy. One is Club Paradise, and one is called House of Lancaster. And House of Lancaster always has like feature performers there and stuff. And I always think like to be a stripper, like, you have to have a good stripper name. And there's this little game thing that you can play to come up with what your stripper name would be. And it's like the name of your first pet would be your first name, and the name of the street that you grew up on would be your second name. So I would like to hear a couple people's stripper names. Okay, so the name of your first pet would be your first name and the name of the street you grew up on. Sherman Barnsdale? That's very masculine. That's a good one. Meowhead? That's awesome. That's good. That's a little weird. I picture that to be in I don't know, I picture anime playing in the background at that strip club. Meowhead. Well, mine wouldn't work playing that game because mine would be Fishy Wind Thrust, which is not going to bring them through the doors. I was talking about my neighborhood and the little old European men. So I'm in on my front sidewalk there last year when the snowstorm and everything. So I'm shoveling the sidewalk. I make it sound like it's a big chore. Like my sidewalk, like my house is like from here to there. But I'm shoveling this, and I see one of these little shufflers coming along, right? And just as he walks past me, all I hear is like, and I turn around, right? And I'm like, hey, where'd you spit? And he goes, He goes, oh, right there, just over there. And I'm like, okay, good, because I heard you, but I didn't see you. I thought, what the fuck, this guy just spit on me or something? And he's like, oh, no, beautiful. I wouldn't spit on you, beautiful. And then he lingered a bit. It's like, no, buddy, this isn't going anywhere. All right, like, so far your most notable quality has been your excessive mucus. We're not. Keep walking. Oh, man. I live with my boyfriend, and our pets, / cockroaches, guys. The house had cockroaches, whatever, still does. I guess they're pretty hard to get rid of in their entirety. And anyway, at first I was like horrified because I was just like, oh my God, don't tell my sister, don't tell my mom. And we tried to get rid of them, and I'm just like, they're not that bad. Like, there's a lot of worse things that you could have in your house than cockroaches. Like, they don't bite you. Their whole deal is like when the lights go on, they fucking split. Like, they don't want you to see them. Great roommate there. And when you break it down, really, it's cock, roach, two of my favorite things. It's like a ball joint. Or a dictator. Taters are good too. Oh, man. What else can I tell you about? I need assistance. I brought notes. The news. What's going on in the news? I don't know. It's surprisingly, maybe I wasn't listening, but usually I do these shows, and there's not a lot of females on them, and especially in Hamilton. Somebody goes on and on for quite a while about porn. Nobody was talking about porn tonight. I'm all ready with a porn joke. I'm going to just talk to you about it anyway. But usually I go, these guys have been talking about porn tonight. But I'm bringing it up now, whatever. CRTC, the laws, like the Canadian content laws, like for radio and TV and everything, like you have to play a certain amount of Canadian content. Apparently, I found out in the news that we are drastically behind in our Canadian content porn. 35% of our porn is supposed to be Canadian, and it isn't. So there's a little window of opportunity there for anybody looking to make a few bucks. Do it for your country. It's for your country, really. And also, apparently, 90% of our porn is supposed to have closed captioning for the hearing impaired. I know. I think it would be really distracting. You're trying to watch your porn and somebody's like signing in the bottom corner. I have a deaf friend, and she says she can follow the story. She doesn't really need it. She's smart, though. I don't know. I think you can figure it out. What else is happening in the news? Some psycho bitch wants to marry Paul Bernardo, the serial killer, murderer guy. If you'll remember, if you're as old as I am, you'll remember. Anyway, crazy bitch wants to marry this guy who's in there for life for being a psycho freak. And her dad is quoted as saying that his daughter is emotionally fragile and lacking in street smarts. Oh, do you think? Lacking in street smarts. Because obviously if you're going to get a prison boyfriend, you want somebody who's like robbed a bank or maybe some jewels or something. It's going to be buried out here. You're not going to get anywhere with a fucking murderer. Stupid girl. Lacking in street smarts. What else is in the news? Oh, LA mom breastfeeding her pug dog. I know, how gross, eh? I know. Yes, mother in Los Angeles, 44 years old, breastfeeding her pug dog. She says that her kid wouldn't drink her breast milk, so breastfeeding her pug dog Spider makes her feel like a better mom. Ooh, I know what make you a better mom. Put the fucking dog down and spend some time with your kid. Oh, and I know why your kid won't drink your breast milk. Because you're 44 years old. The shit's gone bad, man. Like, the fucking date on that. I love telling that joke because I always like offend a small group of women. That's okay. You got to stand for something, guys. Or you stand for nothing. I don't know what that saying is. I fucked it up. I don't care. This wasn't supposed to be inspirational. It didn't start out that way. Peter says I can get off the stage now, but I want to talk to you a little bit more about my summer. No. I am going to talk to you about a couple of things. Okay, you know what sucks about summer is being over is no motorcycles. Does anybody here have a motorcycle? No? Nobody here has a motorcycle? Has anybody here ever been to Dover for Friday the 13th? Okay. So you get the vibe, right? Awesome. Yeah, motorcycles are awesome. And, actually, you know what? I learned to ride a motorcycle in Hamilton. I did an involuntary wheelie from about Gage and Barton. Down. It was well past that McDonald's and the other place. Yeah, I didn't go on to get my license. After that, I decided that was pretty scary, but that happened here in Hamilton. Okay, so on my boyfriend's bike, right, usually when we go for a ride, right, I just like sit on the back and like hold on to his belly and we ride, right? But have you guys seen this girl? Oh my God, what is she doing? I'll tell you what she's doing, guys. That's the same girl hogging the jets at the wave pool. Okay, she's getting more than a ride home. There's never a reason why you need to sit like that on a motorcycle, ever. Speaking of motorcycles, North Bay, I was up in North Bay. Sad little town, but whatever. They have a store. It's a pro-life store. Like, not somebody giving out flyers or a kiosk. It's a store. They sell fetus pendants and such. And yeah, weird, I know. Anyway, on top of the store is this big billboard, and it says, children start developing arms 27 days after conception. And then there's a picture of a little baby with an orange bandana and a black leather jacket on a motorcycle, and it says, born to ride. And that's supposed to make you want to keep it. Shit, I'll fuck a biker. I'm not going to raise one. That is ridiculous. Who would do that? Oh, man. No, I'm not going to raise any kids. I think kids are gross. No, I like teenagers. Unfortunately, it's hard to get them that age. And if you can, they're fucking wild ones, and you don't really want those ones. But I like teenagers anyway. But I think everybody's going overboard with this whole children thing. Women are having babies way too old. People are just, there's a baby boom going on, okay? It's gross. And there's that, you know that store that the rich ladies get their yoga clothes at, Lululemon? Oh my God, they have these reusable shopping bags, and on the bag, it has all these little inspirational sayings. One of them says, children are the orgasm of life. Gross, right? And it says, just like in little, it says, just like you didn't know what an orgasm was till you had one, nature doesn't let you know how great children are till you actually have them. Well, I'd be willing to say nature doesn't let you know how great crystal meth is till you actually have it either, but doesn't mean it's not going to fuck up your social life and drain your bank account. That's bullshit. Man. All right, guys, I'm going to get going. I got to drive home. So thanks for coming tonight, and hopefully we'll see you again. Let's bring Dano up there. All right. This is fucked. I'm having a hard time with this multi-dimensional. Yeah.
Leland, Mladen, everybody. She is going to drive home. Give it up. She's driving home. Good for you, Leanne. Stand on your own 2 feet there. Everybody have a good time? Yeah. yeah, all these cool young comics let me hang out with them, so I'm going to keep bringing them here for you every week. There's another show on Tuesday nights that we're going to do. Like I said, the guy who opened for Tom Green's World Tour, he's going to host it every Tuesday night. It's another $5, but he'll bring through a fresh crop. We're going to know which comics we're bringing back and forth, so we're always going to keep it a new roster, a new lineup of comics. I'm really looking for other acts. So if you rap or do anything like that or magic, you want to do it, it's a supportive room. We'll make sure nobody bugs anybody if they shit the bed. Although it is funny when somebody just absolutely shits the bed. Every comic shit the bed many times. It's part of the process. You guys are awesome. So I'll keep bringing new comics here. So we got a door prize that I keep shaking in my hand. If it's a good thing it's not anything. It's Smart Food powder now. So you're going to enjoy that. Who's the mayor of Hamilton? That one amuses me. I want to know what the name of that electric nail was that I used at the beginning of the show. You can just go over and read it. I don't care. Clamor over each other. I'm going to eat this by myself. It's right over there. You just got to read the name. You guys are so fucking stoned. Okay. What's the number above the front door? Somebody in the back there, you can fight over that. It was the same question last week. You guys are awesome. Thanks for coming out, supporting. It's only our second show. We're going to be here next week with a whole bunch of new guys. So thanks. Enjoy the rest of your night, everybody. Take care.
You know what it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Yeah. You know what it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Yeah. You know what it is. Everything I do it big. Yeah. Screaming that's not when I pulled off the lot. That's not repping my town. When you see me, you know everything. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. I put it down from the whip to my diamonds. I'm in black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Black stripe, yellow paint. Them niggas scared of it, but them hoes ain't. Soon as I hit the club, look at them hoes' face. Hit the pedal once, make the floor shake. Sway inside, my engine roaring. It's the big boy, you know what I paid for it. And I got the pedal to the metal. Got you niggas checking game, I'm balling out on every level. Hear them haters talk, but there's nothing you could tell them. Just made $1 million, got another $1 million on my schedule. No love for them, nigga breaking hearts. No keys, push to start. Yeah, you know what it is. Everything I do it big. Yeah, screaming that's not when I pulled off the lot. That's not repping my town. When you see me, you know everything. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. I put it down from the whip to my diamonds. I'm in black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Got a call from my jeweler, this just in. And bitches love me cause I'm fucking with their best friends. Not a lesbian, but she a freak though. This ain't for one night, I'm shining all week, ho. I'm sipping Clico and rocking yellow diamonds. So many rocks up in my watch, I can't tell what the time is. Got a pocket full of